Hi Leos, and welcome to your November 2023 read. This read is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. All right, I'm starting with the Earth Magic Oracle deck to get an overview of what we're going to be focusing on in the month of November. Shape-shifting. So this is absolutely beautiful. So we realize, don't we, how as the earth moves and the clouds form, they shapeshift into different forms. Sometimes we get glimpses of elephants, butterflies, rabbits, doggies. So if you're out in Mother Earth, check out in the month of November. I mean, I know it may be cold in some places, but it's not like you can't look outside and see the beauty that surrounds us with Mother Earth and how clouds do form. And it's also a representation of how we shapeshift in our lives, how everything is ever changing. We also are ever changing in our form. Okay? Okay. It also, they're saying it could also be clouds of illusions, right? Knowing we're part of the all, Mother Earth, right? We also need to realize that sometimes we do tend to cloud our judgment, right? Our better judgment. And how does that affect us, right? How does that change who we are becoming? All right, let's just continue. Let's start, all right, with the tarot. Justice, okay. Full moon. What's right and what's wrong. What's fair and just, right? No more cycles. So this is clearly breaking soul contracts that have needed to be broken for, I mean, really up to 10 some years. And that's not an exaggeration. Okay, so this came out sideways. 7 of Cups sideways, right? Some of us are getting out of the confusion, a state of emotional confusion, right? So I am going to put it like it came out, right? No longer are we confused as to what Spirit is asking of us. I feel you're almost there, right? It's just ready to, whichever way it rolls, right? Like roll the dice. I don't know. I'm saying roll the dice. Like what's it going to look like? What will we shape shift into? Because clouds are illusions and they shape shift into different forms for us to not only admire and look at and understand the beauty that Mother Earth has for us, but also to understand that we are part of the shape-shifting of how things are changing in our world, right? Because why? Because soul contracts have been cut. They have been put to rest. And now new heartfelt opportunities will be coming in. So that's why it came on its side, because some of you Leos are closing out cycles of soul contracts being cut, right? Karmic cycles being cut with certain people, places, and things. And I do include places because no doubt, has it been an extraordinary amount of people who have literally moved out of their, moved out of their, what they knew as their home into another location or going back home, right? Wherever home is. I mean, I understand that's geographical, but it also lends itself to a new beginning of where you need to be at this point, even though we don't always like that, to hear that, right? Some of us had to move, for whatever reason, right? Exactly. Spirit said, you got to follow me because, Leos, if you don't, you're going to continue the patterns that have been forming for so long. And that's when we cut those out, and then we're able to really proceed forward, taking our heart, the cup of sacred love with us, and leaving the rest behind. All right, so we have the Chariot, and we have the Sphinxes. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? And the Hierophant. This is, they're saying Spirit is duly noting that whatever changes and moves that you have had to make are definitely driven by Spirit, because sometimes most of the time, we don't realize the benefits of the changes that go on in our lives. We don't realize that, obviously, God knows better than we do, right? And when we fight against and we go against the grain, be it confused, disappointed, and blaming everyone else but ourselves, it tends to shows up as who knows better. That's our ego. Going against the grain is always egoic. I mean, come on. And we are only human, so that is going to be what needs to be balanced, is our emotions and how they change with regards to like the real truth of what our heart wants. We don't always realize that what our heart wants and the changes that happen are beneficial to us, obviously, is what I'm talking about. And then, we'll fight it tooth and nail, right? We will. We'll fight to the end of, the ego says, wait a second, I don't want to be here. Wait a second, I don't want to cut these soul contracts because they're familiar. It feels, there's a fine line between the familiar of what you are comfortable with being complacent and the changes that need to happen as we literally do shapeshift with the change of the seasons, with the change of time, only to realize that we are clouding our own judgment. We are sabotaging our own progress by not accepting what Spirit has for us. And then, of course, in hindsight, we're like, oh my God, I can't believe that, Yeah. We have these conversations with ourselves only to find out that what we think we know and is comfortable and as difficult as the changes are to realize, we don't realize them when they're happening. We only realize them when, later. Only to be grateful for those changes. Look what just came up. And I'm going to stop there. Because why? Because that's part of the universal energy of life. Life's chi is about shape-shifting. It's about new directions. It's about, okay, yeah, he's armored because why? Because we don't necessarily embrace that change as easily, let's say, as others. We, humans, meaning we, humans are very complacent when it comes to, oh gosh, you mean I have to move? Oh gosh, you mean I have to, this continuation of back and forth of what my heart really wants and is telling me that has to change. I have to cut these ties that felt so comfortable for so long. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's what Spirit's saying. So now as it comes up, that's where we stop. Because in November, you're going to find that you're following your heart's path, and undeniably so, they're saying new opportunities abound. So let me just push this to the side so we could get more to the narrative. Oh, I love it. As much as we fight, we know that the truth does set us free. And yeah, the truth hurts as well. It does. We're not going to lie. We have been lying to ourselves for how long now about truths that need to be set free. That's part of truths of our ego. I had to say that. The truth of a heartfelt truth is very different than the truth of our hearts. Where does our true essence lie? And that's in our hearts. But when the ego comes in, we fight it. We go against the grain. We fight it. And Spirit's saying, listen, I'm trying to balance your life out. I'm trying to help you see that what you're cutting out of your life now is a part of the great opportunities that will come to you in different places that you have no idea. You have no idea, Leo, what beauty and opportunities are going to come to you and for you if you just let your ego rest and follow your heart. We're going to go against the grain. It's just human nature. And that's what this is. This is human nature. Things do get very fuzzy, right? Yeah. There you go. Are you kidding? There you go. If Spirit says, if you can't muster the courage, Leos, the courage and strength to, make something happen, then I'm going to make it for you. And that's what happened. I'm going to make this revolving door stop. Again, the energies of yin and yang are what you see in the sphinxes here and in whatever animal you would call here. I would still say the sphinx. we do come from Egyptian roots for many. This is Egyptian roots on both ends of. So, you know, Spirit says, okay, your foundation has to change. Either in the literal sense of moving and or the complacency that one gets very elusive. We become very elusive, or others in our lives have been very elusive to what we need and require. These work both ways. And we're like, no, I'm out. No. The yin and yang is where the balance comes in with the Justice card. What is fair? Is it fair that our whole lives have to be turned sometimes upside down in order to get back on track? You're rebuilding, Leo, your foundation from the ground, obviously, up. And in order to do that, in order for a breakthrough to happen, we have to break down the true essence of what we're telling ourselves we want, but truly don't feel. We now know what we feel. We now know what needed to be cut out of our lives. People, like I said, places and things where it's not benefiting us. We need to keep moving. We need to have that beautiful red cloak. You know, yeah, we're a little guarded because, you know, change is very new. Change is uncertainty. We don't have all the answers. And that's the drive. That is the drive. Going with the flow. Being driven by spirit. Are you kidding? So yeah, look at all the growth. There's so much ahead. Accept the changes that are going on so that new opportunities can be rightfully given to you. Whatever this is, it's love, whatever, love, cups, you know, what we really, you know, our purpose, what makes us happy. Is it work? Is it love? It doesn't matter. Whatever this shape-shifting means in your life is required for you to become more of your transparent, authentic self. So we look out, right? That's what we're doing. This is 6. We're balancing out the yin and the yang and looking out into new landscapes, knowing full well that we're part of Mother Earth, of course. Our cloak speaks volumes about the love that we have for Mother Earth and beginning to literally beginning to see the opportunities that may be ahead of us. Opportunities in love, opportunities in work. Just, you know, when you shift your complete energy to a different location, it's like, it's very foreign. It's a foreign land. This is foreign to some of us. Maybe we're not used to the terrain. We need to get acclimated. We need to right? We need to accept the shift, the shifting of perspective, the shifting of what's to come, and be excited about it, but allowing Spirit to do it in order for you to get closer to your essence. So then you have all these. It's interesting because he's almost in a meditative state. Look at his eyes. Oh my God. He's like, I don't know. He's confused, but he's also having to deal with the meditative state that he is, his body is almost completely in water. He is in water. His body's in water. So the body of water, meaning emotionally trying to get your bearings while you look outside for, you know, you look at the new terrain, you're exploring, you're checking things out. This is a 7, that's a 7, and this is a 7. You have 3 7s. The Chariot's a 7, 7 of Cups twice. Not once, but twice. 7, 7, 7. Lucky you. Leos are very lucky. Even though you may not think so. You may have 3 opportunities that will present themselves, and it will be truly what your heart chooses instead of what, being imbalanced and not knowing and confused, right? Dazed and confused, right? We don't want to be confused anymore. Look at this. See? We've learned, we've gained so much wisdom over the course of what? 7 years, 14 years, whatever. Look at another 7. Are you kidding me? Okay, so look at this. Not kidding. Your card. This 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, and the Chariot being a 7, and 7 of Cups twice. How could you not be dazed and confused for what people, places, and things were needing to be put to rest? We said that. We had to cut all of that out. And it probably isn't just people, and it probably isn't just places, it's probably both. We saw the true essence of some people that was absolutely frightening. I don't even know what to say when you look at this. I mean, come on. People were hiding behind this, and I'm going to say it because it's true. Usually the quiet ones who look all put together, who are very tamed, are the crazy ones. I'm not going to lie. And not crazy in the way that is good crazy. We're talking like, oh my God, what just came out of your mouth? Oh my God, you have you have another side to you that I've never seen. If you're taming some of your toxic ways, then those had to be cut out. For some of you, it's alcohol. For others, it's just people, places, and things that no longer served your highest good. We have the Two of Cups here. But guess what? I'm just going to, one more. The Two of Cups is someone who looked really good on paper, but then had this inner alien. This comes back to childhood memories. So some of you definitely with the Eight of Cups walked away from a person, definitely. And I feel places too, because we have the Tower of a restructure and or a relocation, whereby the angel faced their fear. This had to be faced. Over the course of what? Probably 7 years, maybe longer. But you have 4 sevens. Are you kidding me? You had to face someone's really ugly side and had to lay that to rest. Like emotional outbursts. Look at how cloudy it is here. You have been in this, really and truly, Leos, some of you have been in these clouds for so long. It did get comfortable. We did get complacent. We've been used to having people, lash out or freak out or become no longer themselves. And if that's you, because this is your card, then these people around you got cut out because they no longer served a higher purpose. And for you being on path, Spirit said, you gotta really look at yourself and or others, because, right? What's the saying? Don't judge a book by its cover. Or do you? I don't know if I agree with that. I feel that first impressions really do matter. And I also feel like if you became this alien or you became someone that you don't recognize any longer, that's when you know it's time to go. And face a new life full of opportunity. And as difficult as it may be, look at this lion in the backdrop. I love this. That lion in the backdrop roaring. Why? Because it wasn't easy. It's definitely not easy. This guy earned his right to be in the castle. You earned, Leo, your right to be back in the castle where you belong, right? In a place where your passion will drive you to set a new course for your life. Some of you definitely, without question, are testing the chi. Not testing, that's not the word. Exploring and alchemizing the chi, the energy of. Some of you do Tai Chi and literally breaking open a new practices of energy and how energy is, because we are all energy, right? So how energy shape shifts, and you're working with the energy, right? Three of Pentacles, right? And three, so 2 3s, and 3 of Swords. So without question, what was missing? What you've been missing, Leos, for some of you, is the deep passion for life. The extraordinary essence of what life has to offer was just an illusion. People, places, and things were just, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. No kidding. Cutting out everything in your life, Leo, that no longer applies. 3 3. And then you have 2 aces. You spoke your truth. You cut people out. You left perhaps a location that felt really near and dear, and you're like, I'm out. For some of you, I just heard that you are or are planning to, a road trip to Sedona, going to a spiritual retreat, learning Tai Chi. Some of you moving and exploring the mountains, looking further into the mountains and Mother Earth in general, right? But mountains, like realizing that even as we speak, and there are mountains everywhere, well, not in every state, but the mountains that we do see and that we have, sometimes when you live in a place with mountains and land, do you really get how those mountains that you've been seeing and that land that you see every day, that water that you see every day, everything in Mother Earth, how it shape shifts, and it doesn't remain the same every day. Even though it may look the same, it doesn't. And that's part of the complacency of the Knight of Wands reversed, meaning everything still looks the same every day. Typically we all look the same on the outside, but when things start to shape shift, it's because we're working on what's inside of us, which is Mother Earth. Thereby we become very different and change, but people don't get that because we still look the same. But we're not. So you have 4 7s. Don't forget that. You can look it up. 7777, spiritual meaning. It's good luck. It's prosperity. It's spirit driving you to your purpose. It is about changing the inner so that the outer matches. And that's the justice of the yin and yang. The inner must match the outer. And when it doesn't, it needs to change. I'm going to get 3 cards from the Supra deck here. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's, Leos, it hasn't been easy. It has not been easy. It has been an arduous journey, to say the least. Stillness. Be still and know. That's why I love these cards, because they're very bland. They're basic, black and white, right? It's like, you know, no bullshit, right? But there are shades of gray. Be still and know. Be out in Mother Earth. Explore. The trees are not the same. The clouds that move so eloquently through the sky are not the same. The air is part of the clouds that shape and change everything, right? Understand how one element works with the other in tandem. That's what you're learning. Imagine. Imagination. That's what we do when we look at the clouds. We imagine. Be still. Go out in Mother Earth. If you can, I mean, it's, you know, November read. You can't really, in some locations, lay on the grass because it's cold. But what you can do is you can look outside of your window and see how the beauty of the clouds. Imagine yourself as one of those clouds. What would it feel like? Does it, or would it taste like cotton candy? And why can't clouds be different colors? Here it is, the sword of truth, and intertwined with the tower. It's an interesting, I can't say this. It's whatever it says there, you can read it. But basically, it's the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth where we realize what truly matters. As our whole life changes, right? All right, 9th house, Sagittarius. That's our truth, right? Are you kidding? 9th house of independently knowing. Independently knowing that if we don't honor our truth, twice, it's in there. If we don't honor our truth, who will honor it for us? No one. We have to understand that where we came from is all that is. And that's who we are. The spiritual values. We are the truth of our spiritual values. And what we need to look at right now, Leos, is the longevity of our happiness. And as difficult as it is to seek that truth from a heart base, from the heart and not the ego, is literally living life in a big way. I send you so much love and light. This is a beautiful reading. Let me know how you're doing. Take care and have a great month.